Hello, everyone, and welcome to a Face First Productions video. If you haven't already, make sure you check out our latest podcast, the Go Podcast. That's episode 23. Just go to facefirstpodcast.com and listen to it anywhere you want.
Make sure to leave a like on this YouTube video, drop a comment, subscribe to the page. Today we're cracking into a tier list of the
Yeah, if
starting
you
quarterbacks in the NFL.
yeah, if you love tier lists, make sure to definitely subscribe. We're gonna be doing tier lists for running backs, receivers, you name it. We're gonna be doing a mock draft video,
We got a
live
bunch of
reaction NFL draft. We're gonna be doing a lot of shit, so make sure to subscribe, guys. So
plenty
with
of
that being
content
said,
coming. Let's
oh
crack
yeah.
straight into it. Start right here with our boy, Wisconsin's own A-Rod.
And this is probably the easiest pick on the list. Listen, I get it. The playoffs have not been good to Aaron Rodgers the last couple of years, but back-to-back MVP, 48 and 5 last year, 37 and 4 this year. You got to respect it. Easy S, and there's really no debate about it.
Honestly, it's an open and shut case here. So let's get on to this man right
Shake.
here,
It's a tough one.
Ba- Baker Mayfield.
This
In
is a
my
hard one to start with.
in my opinion, I think he's a mid-tier guy.
Yeah, I mean, I respect the 28 and 6 season. I respect the fact that in his first rookie year, he immediately led the Browns to like 7 and 8 as a starter or something like that.
Ye
He overplayed his hand by playing through the injuries last year. I'm gonna say he's a capable. I don't want to go as high and give him a B tier. I'm gonna go C tier. I'm gonna say he's if C plus existed, that's where I'd probably put him honestly.
yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
Like he's right in between those two. Like he can be a franchise guy, but he can also have a little bit of that Sam Darnold in him where he's reckless, throws the ball way too much, gives it away too much.
Yeah.
So I
Speaking of
you need
Sam Darnold, let's just throw him in the "how is he in the league" category.
I wouldn't go that down. What's, so that's
That
basically your F category here, right?
that's F, and then not very good at all is right above it.
Okay, I'd put him in not very good. I'd say at best serviceable backup maybe.
Yeah, at the very best.
So yeah, like so not a total F, like he can be in the league just as a backup, so he'd basically be a D, right where we got him there.
Alright, let's get to walk it to him Wentz.
Uh,
Washington Commanders' new starter.
I see you had him, hovering there by the Baker Mayfield, tier. That's kinda where towards he's another one of those guys, like, right in between C and B, C
Is
probably a C
is
plus guy.
is he better than Baker, though?
Yeah, that's I
He
think he is slightly better than Baker.
I agree with that completely.
Slightly better than Baker, but am I because B tier to me is like those are the probably, like, I'm thinking, like, top 12 guys in the league.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably where I'd put B as well.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, I'm like, Carson Wentz, I like, personally, I have a hard time envisioning him as a top, like 11, 12 guy. He'd be right outside of it. Man, this is a tough one. If you wanna override me on this one, you can, but I'm gonna say he belongs in the C tier with Baker
Oh, yeah,
a
I agree with that completely.
as a capable franchise guy, and if he's in a good system, he's got a good supporting cast, he can ball out, but just as easily, he could be a bum.
Yeah, like, he showed us this year in Indianapolis. He's the
Yeah.
one who really cost that team a playoff spot.
Yeah, no doubt. Like, to be fair, like, when you look at the pure numbers, it's like, "Oh, this is a pretty good season," but it's like, man, that loss to the Raiders, that loss to the Jags, like, you can't be losing those games, especially when you have a lead like that, you know?
In the words of Pat McAfee, they went Don and Clowntown.
Yeah, if you lose to the fucking Jags, who are probably trying to tank at that point, they're literally all dressed up the fans are dressed up as clowns, like, we can't put you in B tier, sorry.
Yeah, you don't deserve that. Let's get to somebody who I think is maybe a B tier guy, Dak
This is right
Prescott.
around Yeah, this is right around where I would put Dak as well, easily a franchise guy. So that's B so if you're automatic to me, if you're a franchise guy, you're automatically at least B tier.
Yeah, I
The
agree with that.
thing with Amari when he has all the weapons with Amari, with CeeDee Lamb and all that, he's a borderline A guy, really, but without Amari, we've seen him in the 7, 8 games without him when, he was on the team, really
Yeah.
plummeted to C tier plays, so I think B is a perfect spot for old Dakota
Yeah.
Prescott.
B is giving him some benefit of the doubt because he can easily be a C guy, like you said. And he
But
just
just
does
as easily, he could be an A guy sometimes too.
yeah, he can be an A guy, but to me, he just doesn't have the resume and the longevity to be placed in that A category yet.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I mean, what he's got 6 years now as a starter, and all the furthest he's gone is divisional round of playoffs. Only has, I think, like 2 playoff wins.
Yeah.
Huge choke in the regular season a couple times as well. Yeah, I think B tier is a very, very fair outlook for Dak Prescott. Only Cowboys fans have Dak as like a fucking
Yeah,
6, top
Cowboy
5.
fans are throwing him up here in the S category.
Oh, easily. They'd be like, "Oh, our guy can go toe to toe with Aaron Rodgers. Of course he can."
Yeah. Uh, what do you think about Daniel Jones?
All right, so
And
uh,
this list has
what's
nothing to
in
do
between?
with potential.
Yeah, I know. What's in between our C because Sam Darnold's like our D.
Disappointing.
Okay, that's where I'd put Daniel Jones.
Perfect. Sam Darnold is actually in our E category.
Okay, so we got an E there. I guess that's supposed to be slightly better than F.
Yeah, that's like trash, but like you'd still let him start a game for you, basically,
If
I
need
guess.
be, yeah, like or
Yeah.
he can at least be a backup in the league at the very best. I think that was a
Yeah.
good position to establish. But yeah, Daniel Jones, disappointing. I know the O line hasn't been great, but like
And Mans has
based
had
off,
no structure in that franchise either.
yeah, that's true. And we can. He's getting Brian Daboll now, a great coach, and he's got a great supporting cast. And if they, get him a tackle in this draft, I mean, he could launch himself up to where Baker and Carson is, But for now, he's been really disappointing. If you he haven't even had one season where he's been 800.
800.
What the fuck? Cut that. But yeah,
That's
Daniel
staying
Jones.
in.
Yeah, cut that shit. Yeah, no, Daniel Jones has not had 1 year where he's at least been at 500, so he's got to be disappointing to me.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. With a guy, I know Saquon hasn't exactly been healthy, but wasting a guy like that in the backfield's always tough.
And every year they're just bringing him a guy. It's like, all right, you first have Darius Slayton, Sterling Shepard, Evan Ingram, serviceable, like really good guys, and then you bring in Kenny Galladay, Kadarius Toney, who was balling out. It's like, how many fucking weapons do you need, man?
Honestly, at least give us 500.
At the least. Like he showed promise his rookie year, but ever since then it's been regression. So I can't get him any higher than D.
Yeah. What do you think about that boy down in Houston, Dougie Mills?
I am actually really impressed with Davis Mills, low key. Like he started becoming the best rookie quarterback near the end of the season. Think about just how dysfunctional that Texans O line is, the supporting cast outside of
That
Cooks
entire
is.
team.
Yeah, the entire team, and still in I think it was like 13 games, 13 and a half games. He had 16 touchdowns, 10 picks, like 2,800 yards, 89 rating or 90 rating is considered like average. So
Yeah.
he's got a C to me.
So where are we putting him? Is
I'd
he
put him next to Baker and Carson there. I know he's
really?
yeah, I know he's a rookie, but what he's done with that team, beating the Chargers, almost beating the Titans, if not for a last like second play from Tannehill. I gotta put they almost beating the Patriots too, by the way. I gotta put him there for sure. This I
Dougie and Lovey are trying to take over the AFC this year.
this year. Maybe a couple years down the road, but
Yeah,
no,
like 20.
I look forward to this guy's progression. I think the ceiling is low, but he can be up there with the Dak Prescotts of the world.
I don't know. I think that might be a little too high. I don't know. Time will
So,
tell. I think Dougie Mills will be a backup by the end of next year. But
you think so?
yeah, just because their Texans aren't going to be good next year, and they're going to draft somebody next year. Like
I don't
he's
know.
a decent quarterback, but it's like Tyler Taylor Heineke shit. Like he's a
Yeah,
good quarterback, but he's just not the guy.
yeah, that's totally fair. And when judging quarterbacks, it's so hard because it's like they could easily be, starting quarterback franchise tier, or just as easily be like, okay, you're a great backup. Like, we gotta look for the next guy because today's
Yeah.
NFL is all about, do you got the quarterback who can win you a Super Bowl? And when I look at Davis Mills, I'm like, even with a great roster, I don't think he can win you a Super Bowl. So, yeah, C at best for now. And
Yeah.
actually, I'm kind of likely to agree with you by the end of next season, maybe 2 years, he's gonna be a very good backup at best.
All right. We're at 10 minutes already, so we're gonna dumpster rapid fire some of these shit tier guys. Mike Glennon, how is he in the league?
Yeah, how is, Mike Glennon in the league? Yeah, that's
Um,
easy.
anyone else who needs to be Zach, what's his name? Not very good at all.
No, I'd put him at disappointing. I'd give
All right,
him
we'll
1
we'll
high,
put him
yeah,
we'll put him at disappointing.
because of his physical talent, and how bad the Jets are. I still have a little bit of faith in him. We'll put him in disappointing for now.
Okay, we spent 10 minutes on the shit quarterbacks.
Yeah, we have 1 guy in S,
All
1
right.
guy in B, and then everybody just fucking down there.
All right. Let's do it this way. Out of all these guys that are here, who else? Well, let's do the obvious real quick.
Yep. Yep.
Is Russ a
There's
guy?
1.
Russ is a
No, no,
guy,
no, no.
right? Russ is okay,
Russ
we'll
is
get
an
into him
A
later.
tier.
Who's the
Yeah,
other
we'll get him in
guy
later.
then?
There's 1 more S tier guy to me, and I was wondering if you were gonna put him up there. I gotta go Josh Allen. If there's one override I can do, if you were thinking Josh Allen for A, I gotta put him at S.
All right, I'll put him for S for you. He's A for me,
Let's
but I'll put him for
go.
S for you.
Let's go. I just gotta get I love Josh Allen. He just keeps getting better and fucking better. He'll be a Super Bowl
Um, who else are quarterbacks we don't give a shit about really?
to get rid of the
Tua mid. I'll
yeah,
make
2
that.
is
I'll make
mid.
that. I don't know. I think personally, I think he's better than Baker, but he hasn't really done shit, so I'm not gonna put him ahead of
Yeah,
Baker.
he's gonna have Teron Armstead on the O-line and Tyreek Hill this year. It'd
Um,
be the fair year to judge him.
yeah. Oh yeah, this is definitely the year where his opinion is cemented for me because he
I'm
he
looking at
doesn't have an
Trevor.
excuse now.
Yeah, no excuses for him, and this will be the year to see if he's a legit starter or not. I'm looking at Trevor Lawrence there, though, and I'd have to say disappointing for sure. I
Whoa,
know it's the
whoa, whoa.
Jags. I know
All
it's,
right,
you had
all
Urban
right. But
Meyer.
he's gonna be number one disappointing though
Yeah,
because
gotta
of what you said. The Jags and Urban Meyer. I want
yeah,
to give that boy 1 to 2 seasons with a semi-normal team, not being coached by a guy who doesn't know who Aaron fucking Donald is.
yeah, or Debo Samuel, like, fucking come on, dude. Debo Samuel was
Urban,
literally
I know this is a YouTube video and we're not giving out face first fuck ups, but Urban Meyer has the fucking crown, dude.
he really does, after Henry Ruggs, of course.
Oh yeah.
But, like, yeah, outside of Henry Ruggs, out of all of our face first fuck ups, yeah, I'd agree. I think Urban Meyer didn't Urban Meyer make it twice?
Yeah, Urban Meyer's a 2-time.
He had 2-time fuck up.
He damn near could have got the 3P with that Aaron Donald shit.
Damn near.
We let
Damn
him
near.
slide.
Let's see. What are some? Since you just did Tua, let's do my guy Mac. I'd put him next to Dak so far. Honestly, I'd put him in B,
I can't
just
fucking find
because
him. There he is.
the
I
supporting
don't
cast.
I don't agree with
Also,
that, but he had a great rookie year, so I can't be mad at you for it.
yeah, great, a fantastic rookie year. 10-7, led the team to the playoffs with Kendrick Bourne as his #1 guy. So you got to respect that. At
Yeah,
least put him on
definitely.
par with Dak for this past season.
Yeah. Um, is Drew Lock not very good at all, or is he disappointing?
I put him in. That's a tough one between the Sam Darnold tier, because I see a lot of like rookies and Daniel Jones and disappointing. I'm gonna put Drew Lock in at best serviceable backup like Sam Darnold.
Is he better than Darnold?
I think they're actually just about the same. Like they're the same guy to me, really. Like big arm, pretty mobile, athletic, big, but they just can't make the right reads. They're one read guys. They turn it over a lot. They're the same player, really.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm gonna rapid fire some guys real quick. Just I'm gonna throw down 3 guys real quick. Lamar in the
Lamar and A
A,
tier. Yeah, I agree.
Herbert in the A tier,
I agree.
And I'll throw Burrow in there too, but I'm gonna put Burrow. Burrow's the number one because he's the only guy with a bowl appearance.
Yeah,
Ooh, let's
well,
throw another
for
one. Let's put Jimmy G in the A, just because
I put
that
him in B.
resume.
I would
Number
put
one
Jimmy.
B. He's ahead of
I
Dak
know
though.
quarterback wins. A lot of people care about that stat, but I don't know, man. I can't put him on par with Lamar and Justin Herbert, and even though it's only been one great year with Burrow as well, you know.
Yeah, true.
But
But
out of
man,
that
I
8 years so far, I honestly, I'm looking at Herbert with the brightest future of them all. I would put him in front of Burrow
well,
for the.
we're not talking potential. We're talking about what have you done.
Hey, Herbert,
But
yeah, that's true.
I agree. Potential. Herbert and Burrow are both up there. Lamar as well, but like we kind of already
Yeah.
know what Lamar is
Yeah,
capable
Lamar's
of.
proven he's won an MVP already. Like, if he didn't have any playoff, like if he had at least some playoff success, you could argue S tier even.
Oh yeah,
He's
for
been that
sure.
dynamic.
Yeah, but
He's just been that good. But
he just hasn't been able to get it done in the postseason yet.
let's see. Should we just go in a row here? Who's our next guy? Baker? No, not Baker. Fucking who is that?
Derek Carr. Yeah, we'll finish the
Yeah,
rest of these
Derek
out in
Carr.
order.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right. The reason I fucked that up, by the way, viewers, is because it's a small screen for me, so bear with me. I know who Derek Carr is. Let's see. That's tough between B and A.
he's somewhere in here.
You know what? Let's give this guy an A.
Let's give him an A. Where in the A's though?
Right behind Herbert is fine. I think Card is a borderline top 10 guy. So uh,
Yeah, I agree with
like S,
that.
our S
He's just
tier guys are usually top 4, top 5. Right now we got 4 guys obviously, but so yeah, for A tier, I think Carr he's at that back end, like at probably 9 or 10, but I think he deserves A tier just for the dumpster fire he carried last year, and he's just Mr. Consistent as well.
yeah, he's been able to consistently do his thing in an organization that seems to have a dumpster fire happening every single year.
And think
And
of it this way, if he didn't get hurt in the final, like, 3 regular season games that one year, he probably would have been the MVP, and
yeah,
that team
no.
could have made some noise in the playoffs as well.
Yeah, the Raiders, I feel like have been on like the cusp of doing something great for like 5 years, but they just keep getting in their own way.
So, yeah, we're making this new category too early to tell, but like I said, if we could base off future potential, I think Justin Fields will end up having a solid, C to B career. Just like a Carson Wentz type of guy, like a C plus type of guy.
Yeah,
So
decent. How do you feel about Trey Lance?
I was just about to say, since we already have Justin Fields, and we've at least even seen like like 9 or 10 games from Field, 8 or 9 games from Fields.
Yeah,
Lance, we've seen like 1.5 games from, or like 2 games.
yeah, boy can run. We've
Maybe,
seen a lot of running
yeah.
plays from him.
Oh yeah, I love this guy's talent. Oh my god, he's got even higher than Patrick Mahomes level talent. But uh, like I said, if I'm basing it off future, I believe in Trey Lance. I think he'll be an A tier guy eventually.
Yeah,
But yeah, obviously too early to tell for now. But that's what I really believe in Lance.
yeah.
I don't
No,
know about.
I'm big on Trey Lance too. There's rumors now that the San Francisco is gonna keep Jimmy G this year.
Yeah, I heard that, but I also heard a report where they assured Trey Lance like you'll still be the starter. I guess maybe it's just like maybe a short
Insurance.
lease type of thing where it's like, hey, if you start 1 and 3, we got no choice but to put Jimmy there. Like you're just not ready.
Yeah, yeah. It's just gonna be some insurance to make sure they don't lose.
2 option, maybe even a number 1 guy. In my mock draft, I have either Garrett Wilson or Olave going to them at 16. I think they're going to be an immediate difference maker. So for now, C tier. But based
Yeah.
off that future, I think he'll eventually be a B tier guy next year.
Yeah, I mean, he has all the skill sets. He's a mobile guy, makes plays with his feet. He goes through his reads very well.
And
He's
I mean, if you've seen his throws, he has gotten a lot better.
Oh yeah, he's definitely leveled up since playing in Alabama and Oklahoma.
Because it used to be kind of just, throw it deep in the middle or throw a slant once the guy or a dig in the middle and just hope he fucking goes off. But we're seeing a lot better like deep sideline throws now from Jalen Hurts as well. Seeing a big maturity process with him as a quarterback.
Yeah, and that division's always a battle every year, so the Eagles have just as much a chance as anyone. this year.
Oh yeah, Eagles, Cowboys, and Commanders this year. I think all are vying for that number 1 spot.
Yeah, the Commanders are coming in, new team, new name, new swag.
Yeah, with Carson, they got a good team, but I just think Philly with those 3 first-round picks and with what they got already, that's gonna be a pretty good team. That's gonna be a team to watch out for because they were what, 9-8 last year?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, they were 9-8 and made a wild card. I think they're easily in position for 10-7 here, 11-6 potentially just because of the division they're in.
Hey, let me tell you, they ain't stopping Call Me Carson. Um, Kyler Murray, A or B?
Oh, I know who you're saving for last. But, Kyler Murray, oh, man. You know, playoff struggles, the lack of maturity, big game struggles. Man, I really, really wanna put him in A. I do. Um,
I
you know
think
what? Yeah,
he's. I
I put him
think
in A.
you'd put him in A. Well,
Yeah, I'd
guess
put him in
what?
A.
He's the number one B tier guy for this video. Cause like you said, you had a little struggle there. I'm also going with that struggle, but because
Yeah.
of
Completely
you,
different quarterback without DeAndre Hopkins as well. We saw how bad he struggled without a true number 1, whereas Deshaun, we've seen him play without Hopkins, and he was a fucking top 4 quarterback. So, yeah,
true.
it makes sense. Like, Kyler, like, just below Deshaun Watson, but definitely better than all these other guys we have in B tier.
Yeah, and honestly, like I don't care too much when players hold out and stuff, but
The way he's done it,
something about his holdout it irritates me. Like,
yeah,
bro, just go play.
like you said with the Raiders, it's a real literally, it was only a half a game. It was such a small sample size, but we've seen if I'm sticking to the rule where I'm not gonna go off his future potential because I agree with you. I think he's gonna have a serviceable year in Atlanta, like pointing.
Yeah, and that's
Just because
fair.
I mean he was the
We'll throw him in disappointing.
because I always forget, was he the number 1 pick or was Jameis? I
Jameis
think it was
was.
Jameis, right?
Yeah, he was
Okay.
number 2.
But yeah, but still, for a number 2 pick overall, I expected a little bit more out of Mariota. So that's the only reason I put him in disappointing. I think he'll have a good bounce back though. He'll redeem himself.
Speaking of a guy looking for a bounce back year, Mitchell Trubisky.
This is a guy has been okay. So people are a lot. Most people would probably put him in like D.
Yeah, I agree with
He's
that. I think
kind of
he's
like a
better.
yeah, no, for sure. And like even though he doesn't have the numbers Carson does.
Yeah, I could see that. I think him in Pittsburgh is going to be really exciting. And
Oh,
who do they have left at receiver? Chase Claypool and Deontay
Deontay,
Washington Johnson. Yeah,
yeah, Deontay Johnson, James Washington. They have that at tight end, Pat Fryermuth, who also looked like an
yeah.
absolute stud in the second half of the year.
Facts. That became Ben's security blanket at the end of the
It
year.
really did. People were scrambling like with it,
Hopefully, he's not going to be in. I mean, he even had a great defense in Chicago.
just like in Chicago, not really a great O-line. He's gonna rely a lot on his few big plays here and there between him and Claypool. What does give me optimism is like we saw Ben just chuck it up like with his soft ass arm to Claypool and seen Claypool
Yeah,
come down with it. We've seen Johnson beat a lot of corners and Ben just couldn't deliver the ball because he doesn't have the strength and left in his arm. But Mitch, he's gonna get those balls to his receivers. So yeah, solid franchise guy to me. Mitch is. I
yeah.
think
I feel
good.
bad for him though going to that division next year. Burrow, Deshaun, Lamar.
Yeah, he is in
It's
a
gonna be tough, bro.
at least for his sake, you can argue with a fully healthy Ravens defense, but at least for his sake, I think he's got the best defense in that division.
True. Yeah, the
So,
Ravens are the only competition defense wise.
you know,
Who's also in a hell division.
it was also in a complete hell division, yeah. You listen, man. I played in 2 Super Bowls, has a lot of playoff success. I think he is the most winning quarterback in the 2010. But the thing with Russ is he either lights it up for like the first 9, 10 games and then he withers down the stretch, or he's bad in like the first. So
Yeah.
I can't put Russ in the S tier for that reason. And we already got 5 guys in the S tier as well. I can't say the sixth best, if he even is the sixth best quarterback. I can't say that's an S tier guy. So I think Russ belongs in the A. Just out of respect for his body of work, what he's accomplished in this league so far. Russ is definitely an A guy.
Factual.
And that A tier, it's hard to argue who's at the front because you could argue Herbert, you could argue Deshaun,
I
Lamar.
think I think Russ is officially the head of the A tier because of the body of work.
Yeah, you gotta
Because all
respect the
these
body.
all these
Respect
other
him.
guys in A tier is just ability. Russ has the resume too.
Yeah.
I mean, you can argue some of these guys have little resume things, but like Russ has a Hall of Famer's resume.
Because with me, like I said, I would have personally had Stafford in A tier right along with the Russ, but
All-time resume, no.
and it's not like
And
even though he did have a lot of turnovers, it's not like he had a bad year. At
oh yeah, he was light
5 year, yeah, he had a top 5.
and capped it off like a top 5. Well, guys, that'll wrap it up for today's video. Thank you guys for checking us out. As we reminded you in the beginning, make sure to check out our latest episode of the podcast, the GOAT episode. Remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
Peace out, guys.